The thing that's so fascinating about your story is that it's sort of like you go, no, wait, there's more. Every second there's another, but wait, there's more.
Yeah.
Right. So the movie comes out, and to your point, like, I don't know, you've kind of waited 5 years, you get Caviezel on this thing. What were your expectations about how it was going to launch?
Oh, geez. I mean, this is the truth. I remember sitting down with Angel Studios, and these are brilliant human beings, right? And it was a $14 million production, and they said, if everything aligns, we could hit 35 million. I'm like, wow.
You're right. That's a bit,
like that's
$15 million.
Right. That would have been amazing. Right. And so all of us, when it happened, I mean, we just looking at each other. It's almost like you're looking at each other and you don't even know what to say, because they haven't been here, or we haven't been here. Well, very few people have been here in this position. I kept calling Alejandro, like, bro, do you realize you're the director of the #1 movie in America? Do you realize you're the director of a movie? I mean, I'm so happy for him, because this is his life, like this is, he's this brilliant filmmaker. So I think it was almost, we're all God-fearing people. And I think we all just realized, just work as hard as we can, but we're on a ride, and God's steering the ship,
So what, I mean, but it wasn't like you say, we hope we make 30, it makes 50, then it clears 100. At what point are you going, oh my goodness, like this isn't, like you're ahead of Jurassic Park.
Yeah. That's when I knew, when we beat Indiana Jones the first day.
Sorry.
And then we beat Mission Impossible
right
on top of that. And here's the other indication I knew that we were going to take off is every movie starts with a certain amount of theaters and then it goes down.
Right.
We did the opposite. We started with a pretty significant amount of theaters, and every week we're going up.
And I noticed that because I have 2 kids, they'd want to go out and see, the Indiana Jones film, the Mission Impossible film. And suddenly you started to hear Sound of Freedom is going to be in the theater, and it built, and it just kept getting more and more and more attention.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you a little bit about, but I do want to get back to human trafficking in a minute. So when this thing comes out, and I had seen the trailer, I had a lot of friends text me and all this stuff. And before I could actually watch it, I start hearing about QAnon. And obviously, in the campaign world, this is something that I never really fully appreciated and understood QAnon. I still don't, but I knew it was a disparity. I mean, it was sort of to make something crazy.
Yeah.
So I go watch the movie, and I remember texting some friends that, had been very supportive of the movie and that knew some people. And I said, okay, what did I miss? I don't get this. Cause I never got up, right? I was that moved. I couldn't leave. Right. So I was like, okay, I watched it from start to finish. I don't get what I missed. Right. And I still, to this day, I was like, so can you explain the QAnon thing? And they're like, what do you mean? I go, well, I turn on CNN and they're talking about QAnon as a criticism for this movie. As someone who had been like a Department of Homeland Security guy, who'd been like, what was your reaction to this? What was it? It was a QAnon adjacent.
QAnon adjacent.
And I was like Googling, what is QAnon adjacent?
Well, apparently I'm the leader of QAnon. I don't even know what it is. So
right.
I'm waiting to find out my instructions from someone.
But as a guy and I don't mean it like, that doesn't live in the political world, are you like, what the heck is QAnon and how am I adjacent, or how is the movie adjacent, or who's adjacent? And
right. Well, my first thought was, okay, why do the leftist media, why do they not want people to see this movie?
Right.
Because they know they're lying. The film, funny enough, was done. They forgot. The lie didn't work very long because they forgot that the film had been shelved for 5 years. QAnon came after the film.
Oh my God.
Done.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah. So that's why I knew right away, okay, they're lying. They know they're lying. Why? What are they afraid of? That became my first, and I think I figured it out.
What?
I think they don't want to have a conversation. This film is going to force a conversation about children.
Right.
The 85,000 children at the border that disappeared. The fact that children are being given pornography in the name of sex education. The fact that children are being allowed to, consent to surgical mutilation at 12 or 13 years old. And this has to do with a pedophile movement, all of this. I mean, the pedophile movement, and the same agenda, by the way, the same media outlets who are calling us QAnon and whatever else, they're also trying to change the name pedophile to minor attracted persons.
Minor attracted
persons. They're trying to normalize it and add it to the LGBTQ. And fortunately, they're pushing the
Write
LGBT.
that one down. I can't
No,
believe
it is insane. It's a real movement. So there's an agenda being pushed. I've noticed every time an anti-peace hits me or my operations or my teams, I'm telling you, like a week later.
But can I just, did you at any point, and I'm not kidding, because I had this reaction. I literally was like, I must have like closed my eyes. I don't get where this, and I can't, no one has fully explained it to me except for saying someone who was like, I don't know, what do they call them? Like a key grip on the movie, his cousin, watched something. I mean, like, I was like, I don't get it. I'm literally not trying to be a difficult here, but someone explained to me this. Has anyone ever given you an adequate explanation as to how you can put that word, aside from your explanation, which I agree, but has anyone ever said to you credibly, well, this is what they're trying to do?
Nope, never.
Right.
Never. In fact, they won't even explain what's in it.
But they also go after your organization or your former organization now, Operation Underground, saying that it glamorizes human trafficking.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's another lie. I mean, we film all of our operations. We have multiple documentaries done by third-party documentary people. We've brought people like Tony Robbins on operations. Glenn Beck's come on operations. The Attorney General of Utah, Sean Reyes, has been on many. Why would we do that if we're not? But you can't exaggerate or glamorize.
But also, here's what I don't get. I get it's based on a real story.
Yeah.
But I've watched countless movies, TV shows based on a true story. I don't ever see anyone saying, oh my gosh, The Wire glamorizes crime in Baltimore.
Right.
It's not, it doesn't say this is a documentary. It's a movie.
Right.
And it seemed odd to me that the movie they pick on, I mean, you started this conversation by saying these guys glamorize drugs. You didn't say this, but you were saying that they, in so many ways, do things that cause part of the problem.
Yeah.
They glamorize the sexualization of children.
Yes, they do.
They glamorize the use of drugs. They glamorize lifestyles that, are not probably the most Christian. That's probably a good way to put it. And yet they picked on this movie to say you're glamorizing human trafficking.
Well, I just talked to the 54 kids that we rescued and asked them if it was glamorized. If anything, it was underplayed.
Well, if you enjoyed this content, make sure you click the link below to find out more, or you can go to SeanSpicerShow.com to stay up to date on all my content.
Liberals and progressives want to suppress the truth and distract you from what really matters. Don't let that happen. Sign up for the new daily email that's become essential reading for true conservatives. Get the Up First newsletter. Visit thefirsttv.com and sign up today.